Hi guys, my name is Jasam Price with the Nocturnal.
Hey,
Hey, it's
Hi.
good to meet you.
Yes, how are you guys doing today?
good, thanks.
Pretty good.
Good,
Thank
good.
you. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I want to start off with you, Darby. How does Clifford help Emily find her voice and embrace her uniqueness?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the movie, Emily's struggling with finding herself and with friends and bullies, and she finds this tiny, unique red dog, and she loves him so much that he becomes 10 feet tall with all of that love, and I think that he definitely helps her find her sense of self. And that scene in her school when she goes to get him hot dogs is a really important scene because she's being bullied and she just came in to get a few hot dogs, and then her bullies her friend, not her friend, but like this girl at her school is bullying her, and so Clifford helps her to stand up for herself and sort of fight back because Emily's kind of just taking it and not really doing anything to help herself, and so Clifford's just there to help her be more confident.
Jack, I want to know what do you think that it is that people love so much about Clifford? Why do you think that people gravitate towards him no matter their age or their background?
I think Clifford books and those stories. There's just no cynicism at all. It's just about joy and kindness, and they have this also very distinct kind of visual style. The books had it with their illustrations, and then the much loved PBS animated series. And I think that's why it's become this kind of iconic property that kids of many different generations have gravitated towards.
I know that in the movie you guys use a lot of special effects, but did you guys get to interact with any actual puppies?
We did not. Sadly, it's Puppy Clifford was still CGI. The only animals that we got to interact with were the ones in Bridwell's tent or Owen's dog Brutus, the pug. That was
Oh,
about it.
so many people, as I was saying, connect with Clifford just all around the world. What do you want children in particular to take away from this film?
I really hope that children take away just how important it is to accept others for their differences and just treat people with kindness. And I think this movie shows how like mean words and being unkind impacts a young child and how it goes a long way. And so when you are kind and you can see how that impacts another child, and it really means a lot just to be kind to others and accept them for their differences and even accept yourself for your own differences.
Congratulations on this film. Um,
Thanks.
what made you, I guess, want to be a part of this film and attracted to your role?
Yeah, I mean, I typically kind of play the not typically, but a lot of times I play the anxious, kind of defeated character, and it's
Mhm.
really fun to kind of walk into the evil side a little bit and play the opposite. So that's super fun. I just love the message of the movie. Um, it's love that really made Clifford get big and strong, and I just feel like in our world today, uh, adults need to watch this movie and kind of glean from it because just celebrating differences and supporting each other rather than breaking each other down. I think that is it's a message everybody needs to hear.
I totally agree. How did your family react when they found out that you're going to be in Clifford?
Yeah, my daughter is 15, so she's pretty much embarrassed by everything I do. So we don't. She kind of tries to block that out. Um, but Clifford. I mean, Clifford started when in like 1963, I guess. I was born
Um,
1970. It's been around since I was little, and it was around when my daughter was little, and so it's kind of just been in the atmosphere for so long. It was pretty surreal stepping into the story and definitely seeing the finished product come to life. They really did amazing things with those special effects, so that was been pretty cool.
I was gonna ask, like, how was it working with the special effects? Was it any challenges or was it pretty easy?
It's weird. I don't know what that says about me, but it's abnormally easy. Maybe I just don't like talking to people. Maybe I'd rather talk to like special effects. But it was such a gift to us, the actors, because typically in the past you had like a tennis ball that you would look at. You'd have these small spots if you were talking to something that wasn't there. But they had created these big red puppets that these puppeteers would control, and it really helped us kind of look at the scope of Clifford running around the city. So that was a real service to us, the actors.
And I actually was able to go on set and check it out. So I did see that huge.
You did?
Yeah. So I know that was pretty cool.
What day were you there?
Probably like the last day with the carnival.
Yeah, that's the day I was there.
Oh, okay. We've probably seen each other.
I know, we missed each other. Shoot.
Yes. So I want to wrap up by asking you, what do you want viewers to take away from this film?
Yeah, I think there's a scene in the movie where Emily, the lead girl, is holding Clifford, and they're both in situations where they feel very different. And it's her love that, makes him grow. And kind of what I mentioned before, I just think, this is obviously seen as like children's programming, but I think it's these simple truths that everybody needs to tune into. And I might have mentioned this before, but it's like, I just think I'm really talking a lot about this, but just with social media, there's so much criticism and so much judgment. And having this message of, hey, that's not going to have a good end. But if we learn to celebrate differences, if we learn to support, if we learn to love, that's what's going to bring change.
Right.
And I think everybody knows it, but we haven't activated it yet. So I do hope this is just a creative way to get that message out more.
What drew you to the magic of Mr. Bridwell?
Well, you see, I had never heard of the Clifford the Big Red Dog books.
Really?
They're not known in the UK. No, we have Wind in the Willows and Alice in Wonderland and things like that,
right.
Dr. Dolittle, but we don't have Clifford. So I was fascinated by it because it came through the post from a lovely guy that I've worked with before, and I've always had a good experience with him. And so I sat down and read it, and I thought, this is a special story. It's a very sweet story, but it's also quite clever. You know what I mean? It's classy. Yeah. And then I read the part, Bridwell, and I thought, now this is interesting to play because he's nice and kind and gentle and warm-hearted and wise, which is not exactly the characters I usually play. So that made it interesting.
Yes. I know there's a lot of special effects in this movie. How was it working with the special effects?
Very easy, because at the beginning, when Clifford was just a little dog size, they gave me literally a sort of soft toy cushion. It didn't have a head or a tail, but just a sort of cushion that weighed a little bit. And so that I handled that exactly as though it was a little dog. I sort of patted it and all that, and then they did it all in CGI. But after that, it was very simple because I only had to look at him. And so the important thing is that I was looking at the right angle. So the cameraman would work out what that was and then would give me a mark to look at, just add a bit of tape and make a cross and stick it on something. And he would just say, look at that. And I'd look and he'd say, no, let's put it up a little bit more. He'd say, that's it. Just look at that. It was very easy.
I love that. And my last question is, how do you think that the audience will react to Clifford?
I think that it's the ultimate feel-good movie, which can get a bit sloppy and sentimental and sugary, but this isn't. This is smart and interesting and quirky. But at the end, it makes you feel very good because it's just about the possibility of good in the world, which is something we need to be reminded about at the moment.
Congratulations on the film. I know that this has been a journey for you guys because I was able to go on set and see what you guys were, up to. So how does it feel now that Clifford is about to hit the big screens?
The truthful answer is it's always a little nerve-wracking, even, in a non-COVID period. So the fact that we're coming out in theaters, the good news is everybody's feeling safer and moms are feeling safer and, people are nearly all vaccinated and everything. So I think that feels good. But it's exciting because we didn't know when we were coming out. We literally thought we were going to wait a whole another year, pretty much till August. So the fact that we have a great date around the holidays, it just, I don't know, it feels like a really good time, and a good time to share kind of the vibe, I guess, or the feeling of the movie with the world. I think most importantly, after what everybody's been through the last 18 months.
That's what I was going to just say to that look, we've all been through a hard time, and to have a movie that is both healing, on some level, that it starts off with, there's probably half the audience that looks at Clifford as a really cute puppy, and, whether he's this big or whether he's huge, they love this big red puppy. And there's another half of the audience that feels like, well, maybe he's a little bit of a freak, and maybe I have to be wary of him, and he's red, and I've never seen red isn't like any dog I've had, and all of those things. By the end of the movie, everybody's feeling the same thing, and everybody's come together as a community. And I think that's something really important right now, today, as this is coming out, and we're hoping that it'll resonate throughout the holidays.
I definitely think it will. And, as you were saying, I think everybody loves Clifford, in my opinion. Everybody is gloating every time they hear about Clifford. So what do you think that Clifford represents to people around the world?
I think when we distill the thing, is just unconditional love, to be I think, and that's something, in the books, it's unconditional love between him and Emily Elizabeth. And I think that's why that book has stayed around for like generations. Like, I read it as a kid, and then I was reading it to my kids. And I think it's because that message is so powerful and simple, that the power of unconditional love can conquer, any and all things. And so for us, I think that's the superpower of the book, is the love that we know is true between us and our pets, and what we hope is true between us and other people, even if, they're different from us, so that's what I would say.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for just bringing this movie to life. I know that people are going to love it and resonate with it. It's a movie that is really needed with everything that we've been through, as you guys said. So you guys did an amazing job, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, as a filmmaker, you just hope that people are going to feel that on some level. Both of us make movies to make people laugh and cry and feel very human, in that way, and all part of one world family. And it feels a little bit like a throwback, and there's not many films like that right now. So we appreciate that.
Clifford, are you ready for your interview? Hi, Clifford. Don't be shy. We're excited to talk to you today about your new movie. Can you come closer? Wow. You must be really excited about this movie, right? Can you show us any cool tricks? Those are good. Clifford, you deserve a treat. Do you have a favorite sport you like to play? I love to play soccer too. Maybe we can play together. Can you tell us when and where everybody can watch Clifford? We can't wait to see Clifford the Big Red Dog in theaters on Paramount Plus on November 10th.